Good evening, dear dreamers, and welcome to Whispers of the Past on the Sleepy Story. Tonight, we set aside the cares of today and drift into the bustling streets of a Harappan city. Around 2500 BCE, where the Indus River flows and the air hums with life. Picture a community where the scent of wet clay and roasted barley fills the air, and potters-shaped vessels that hold the essence of their kin. This is a place of craft and harmony, where clay binds the people to the earth. Our tale follows Tara, a young potter in her city, whose days are filled with molding clay and crafting pots. Through her eyes, we'll wander the lively markets, feel the rhythm of her wheel, and touch the quiet pride of sustaining her community in a thriving world. This story is crafted to soothe your mind, to wrap you in the gentle hum of history. Whether you're here to relax or slip into a peaceful sleep, there's no rush here, no loud battles or sudden twists, just the steady rhythm of a day in the Indus Valley, where every pot holds a touch of care. So, find a cozy spot, let your shoulders soften, and breathe deeply as we step into a world long past but never forgotten. Let's begin. Imagine a Harappan city at dawn, where the streets glow under the rising sun, and the community wakes with a gentle hum. The air is warm, scented with wet clay, roasted barley, and the faint sweetness of sesame oil. Traders call out, offering beads and cotton, their voices blending with the chatter of farmers and the soft ripple of the Indus River. Amid this lively scene, a young woman named Tara walks a quieter path. She carries a lump of clay, her hands dusted with earth. Tara is a potter, one of the city's keepers of vessels. Her mud brick workshop, tucked near the market, is her sanctuary, filled with wheels and the warm glow of a reed lamp. She has work to do: craft a pot for a trader, teach her nephew, and prepare an offering for the city. But first, she must knead clay by the river, navigating the market's bustle and her neighbors' needs. Let's follow her, step by gentle step, into the heart of the ancient Indus Valley. Tara wakes in her mud brick workshop as the first light spills through a small window, a soft glow that paints the earthen walls in shades of gold. The air is cool, scented with the faint sweetness of sesame oil stored in clay jars, their surfaces smooth under her fingers. She rises from her woven mat, its fibers soft against her skin, and stretches, her movements slow, like the gentle flow of the Indus River nearby. The workshop is simple, its beams sturdy, with shelves lined with tools, winds, scrapers, clay lumps each placed with care. She kneels by a low platform, its wood smoothed by years of use, and scoops a handful of roasted barley from a jar, its nutty warmth filling her senses as she chews, the taste grounding her in the new day. Outside, the city stirs. It sounds a soft hum that drifts through the window, children laughing, oxen lowing, the distant clatter of looms weaving cotton. Tara checks her clay, a soft lump, its texture damp and ready for kneading. She kneads fresh clay, though the kind dug from the riverbank. And she gathers a woven basket, its fibers rough under her touch. The air is scented with the faint tang of wet clay from the walls, and she breathes deeply, feeling the day's rhythm begin, steady and calm, like the beat of a tabla drum. She steps outside, her sandals slapping softly against the baked brick path, the ground warm under her feet. The sun is low, casting long shadows across the mud brick homes, their roofs flat and sturdy, baked by the sun. A child runs past, chasing a stray goat, its hooves clicking, and Tara smiles, stepping aside, her basket swaying gently. The air is warm now, scented with the faint sweetness of tamarind from a nearby tree, and she walks to the Indus River, the lifeline that feeds the city's clay. The market is waking, its streets dotted with traders offering carnelian beads and farmers carrying wheat, their colors bright under the dawn, red like ochre, green like malachite, blue like lapis. City dwellers call out in a Harappan tongue, their voices weaving a tapestry of sound, a gentle hum that blends with the river's whispers. Tara passes a familiar weaver, Anil, his hands threading cotton, its fibers gleaming in the sun. He waves, his grin wide, and she nods, her heart warmed by the city's pulse, steady and alive. The river is a crossroads, where clay from the banks meets grain from the fields, where elders trade wisdom as freely as goods. Tara reaches the riverbank, the air thick with the earthy scent of wet clay and the sharp tang of reeds. She kneels, her tunic brushing the earth, and digs into the bank, her hands sinking into the soft, cool clay, its texture smooth under her fingers. The Indus River flows beside her, its current steady, carrying silt that enriches the field's wheat, barley, lentils blooming in the morning light. She works slowly, filling her basket, the soft scent of clay rising with each scoop. She thinks of the Harappan's strength, built on the river's gifts, and the potters who shape its vessels. Her work is quiet, a small lump in the city's story, but it matters. She knows, like the river that binds the fields to the world. The sun climbs higher, warming her shoulders, and she pauses, sitting on a smooth rock, the river's hum soothing her mind. An egret glides across the water, its wings silent, its reflection rippling in the current, and Tara watches, her heart calm, the day's rhythm steady as her breath. She remembers her grandmother, a potter too, who taught her the art of molding and the chance to calm a restless spirit. The memory is warm like the sun on her skin, and she hums a soft chant, its melody low, blending with the river's whispers. The basket is nearly full, its clay rich and damp, and Tara rises, her sandals sinking slightly in the earth. She wipes her hands on her tunic, the clay dust a badge of her craft, and walks back toward the city. The market's hum growing louder, the air now scented with roasted barley and sesame oil. A trader calls to her, offering a handful of lentils, their earthy scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile, her focus on the day ahead. The market is busier now, its streets crowded with traders and farmers, their voices a gentle hum like bees in a hive. Tara passes an elder, her voice rising in a tale of the river spirits, and listens for a moment, the words like a lullaby, their rhythm steady and calm. The elder's staff hums, its tip-tapping the brick, and Tara feels the Indus Valley's heart, its pottery woven into every corner of the city. She continues, her sandals soft on the path, the basket heavy against her side. A child runs past, kicking a clay ball, and she steps aside, her movements slow, the day's rhythm guiding her like the river's flow. The air grows warmer, the sun bright, and Tara feels the city's pulse, alive with trade and kinship. She passes a workshop where a jeweler shapes beads, their surfaces gleaming under the sun, and another where a scribe carves seals, their lines sharp and fine. The market is a tapestry, each stall a thread, and Tara is part of it, her pottery a quiet offering to the city's life. She thinks of the trader she must meet today, his pot urgent but not impossible, and plans her craft, a wide jar for his grains. She reaches her workshop, its mud walls cool under the sun, and steps inside, the air scented with wet clay, a familiar comfort. The reed lamp glows softly, casting shadows that dance on the walls, and she sets her basket on the platform. She kneads the clay, her hands moving with care, the soft scent of earth, a promise of creation. She hums her grandmother's chant, its melody low, a gentle prayer for the day's work. The market's hum is a distant song, and Tara feels the Harappan's rhythm, steady and calm, like the Indus River's pulse guiding her hands. Tara stands in her workshop, the morning light filtering through the window, casting a warm glow on her potter's wheel. The air is thick with the soft scent of clay, a familiar comfort, and she kneads her lump, its texture soft under her fingers. The market's hum drifts in, a gentle reminder of the city's life. But here, in her quiet space, she focuses on her task. A trader, Ravi, waits in the market, needing a jar for his grain stores. Tara knows his type merchants, who barter with wit, their eyes sharp but kind. She shakes her head, a soft smile on her lips, and gathers her scraper. It's wood-worn and steady. She spins the wheel, her hands gentle. The clay's hum soft and rhythmic, blending with the market's hum. The lump shapes, its form rising smooth and wide, and she adds water, its coolness slick under her touch. She hums a potter's chant, its melody low, a prayer for strength and form, and thinks of her grandmother, who crafted for traders too, her hands steady, her chants soothing. The workshop is cool, its mud walls keeping the heat at bay, and she feels the day's rhythm, steady and calm, like the river's flow. A boy appears at her door, his breath quick, his eyes wide. "Tara, Ravi needs you," he says, pointing toward the market. She nods, smoothing the jar's rim, its surface glistening, and steps outside, the air warm with midday sun. The market is close, its stalls just steps away, and she weaves through the crowd, her sandals soft on the brick. The stalls are a tapestry of color red ochre, green malachite, blue lapistriders calling out, their voices blending with the clink of beads and the chatter of farmers. Ravi's stall is near the market's heart, its canopy shading sacks of barley and rolls of cotton. He sits on a woven mat, his tunic dusted with road dust, his smile wide as Tara approaches. She kneels beside him, her hands gentle as she describes the jar, its shape wide and sturdy. "For your grains," she says, her voice soft, promising the pot by dusk. Ravi nods, pleased, but teases her about the size, his eyes twinkling. Tara chuckles softly, holding firm, her heart calm. The markets hum a steady rhythm around them. They talk, their voices low, a dance of words that feels like a chant. Tara thinks of the city's potters, women and men who shape clay for storage, their work vital to the Harappan's heart. Her grandmother's voice echoes in her mind, chanting of clay for life. She hums the same tune, its melody soft, blending with the market's hum. Ravi agrees to the pot, offering carnelian beads in thanks. They're red heavy in his hands, and Tara accepts, her heart calm, her clay a thread in the city's trade. She returns to her wheel, the clay soft under her fingers, and continues shaping, her hands steady, the soft scent of earth rising as she works. The wheel hums, its rhythm steady, and Tara forms the jar, its walls smooth and fine. She thinks of the Indus Valley, its rivers linking cities, and her place in it, a potter whose hands hold life. She feels a quiet pride, her work binding the city to the earth, and hums her grandmother's chant. Its melody low, a prayer for strength and care. The market's hum surrounds her, traders calling, looms clattering. But Tara's focus is on the jar, her hands steady, her mind clear. The market is at its peak, the air warm with barley and dust. Tara steps away to fetch water, her clay jug heavy in her hands, and passes a stall where a jeweler shapes beads, their surfaces gleaming under the sun. Another stall holds cotton, its fibers bright and soft, and she pauses, the trader's voice a steady drone, like a lullaby. The city's strength is clear, its pottery traded to distant towns, but Tara's work is here, in the small moments of craft. She fills her jug, the water cool against her skin, and returns to Ravi, her sandals soft on the brick. Back at the stall, Tara confirms the jar's progress, Ravi's smile warm. She takes the beads, their weight heavy in her hands, and weaves back through the crowd. The markets hum a gentle wave. A trader calls her name, offering a handful of sesame seeds, their nutty scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile, her focus on the day ahead. The city's citadel rises in the distance, its bricks glowing amber, and she feels the Harappan's pulse, warm and alive, in every step she takes. Tara passes an elder, her voice rising in a tale of the great bath, and listens for a moment, the words like a lullaby, their rhythm steady and calm. The elder's staff hums, its tip-tapping the brick, and Tara feels the city's heart, its pottery woven into every corner of the community. She thinks of her nephew, Kiran, who will learn to shape clay, and prepares a small lump for his lesson, the day unfolding gently around her. The market's hum grows louder, traders calling, and Tara moves forward, her heart calm, her work a steady rhythm like the Indus River's flow. Tara returns to her workshop, the market's hum fading, the air scented with clay and barley. The wheel waits, its clay ready, and she sets the beads aside, her hands moving with care, the soft scent of earth, a promise of creation. She hums her grandmother's chant, its melody low, a prayer for strength and care, and thinks of Ravi, his stores enriched by her jar. The sun spills across the workshop, warming the earth, and she feels ready, her heart calm, her work a steady rhythm, like the river that binds the city to the world. The sun climbs higher, warming Tara's workshop, its mud walls cool under the golden light. Ravi's jar is underway, its shape resting on the wheel, and the scraper hums softly, its wood worn and steady. Tara sits on a woven mat, kneading clay, the soft scent of earth filling the air, when a soft giggle comes from the doorway. Kiran, her young nephew, steps inside, his eyes bright with curiosity, his small hands clutching a toy wheel. The market's hum drifts in, a gentle backdrop, but here, in this quiet space, learning begins, the air scented with clay and the promise of skill. Kiran sets his toy wheel on the mat, its wood wobbly but loved, and Tara inspects it, her fingers brushing over the surface, its texture rough under her touch. She nods, pleased, but points to a loose spoke, teasing Kiran about his haste. Clay needs care, like families, she says, her voice soft, a smile tugging at her lips. Kiran laughs, his voice light, and Tara feels a warmth, like teaching her own child. The day's rhythm steady and calm, like the river's flow. The workshop is a classroom now, its walls holding the wisdom of generations. Tara sets out lumps of clay, their scents damp and earthy, and begins the lesson, her voice steady, explaining how to shape a simple bowl. She shows Kiran how to spin, her hands moving in a slow rhythm, the soft hum of the wheel blending with the market's hum. She sings a potter's chant, its melody low, teaching Kieran the words that name each shape and its purpose. Kieran repeats the chant, his voice hesitant but growing stronger, and Tara nods, her heart full, the sunlight spilling through the window, casting shadows that dance on the walls. Kieran tries shaping clay, his hands clumsy at first, the lump slipping from his grip. Tara guides him, their fingers touching briefly, the clay's soft scent rising in the air. She thinks of her grandmother, who taught her the same way, her hands patient, her voice a gentle lullaby. The memory is a soft glow, like the reed lamp's light, and Tara shares it with Kieran, her words a quiet story of potter's past. The market's hum grows louder, traders calling, oxen lowing, but Tara keeps the lesson calm, her voice a steady rhythm like the river's whispers. They move to smoothing a bowl, a simple task for Kieran's small hands. Tara shows him how to scrape, her hands precise, the soft hum of the clay rising as they work. Kieran watches closely, his eyes fixed on each step, and Tara feels the weight of her role, passing down knowledge that binds the city's potters. The workshop is quiet, save for their voices and the soft hum of the wheel, and the day's rhythm is steady, like the beat of a tabla, guiding them forward. She hums the potter's chant again, its melody soft, and Kieran joins in, his voice blending with Tara's, a harmony that fills the air. Tara pauses to check the bowl, its shape perfect, and returns to Kieran, who's practicing the chant, his hands steadier now, the clay molded evenly. The market's hum is a distant song, and Tara thinks of her grandmother, whose lessons shaped her hands, her heart. She shares another story of a potter who crafted for a priest, her vessels a gift to the Harappan's heart. Kieran listens, his eyes wide, and Tara feels the city's pulse, warm and alive. In their work, the sunlight shifting, the shadows lengthening across the mat. They prepare a small pot, shaping clay with care, the soft scent of earth rising as they work. Tara shows Kieran how to smooth, her hands guiding his, the soft hum of the wheel a steady rhythm. She explains the pot's purpose, how it holds grain for feasts, and Kieran nods, his hands careful, his focus sharp. Tara feels a quiet pride, her nephew learning the art of pottery, a thread in the city's tapestry. The air is warm, the scent of clay strong, and she hums the potter's chant, its melody low, a prayer for wisdom and care. Kieran tries, smoothing, his hands hesitant, and Tara guides him, their fingers brushing the clay. The pot grows, its shape simple but strong, and Tara nods, satisfied. She thinks of the offering waiting, its vessels needing her skill. But for now, she stays with Kieran, his progress a quiet joy. The market's hum grows louder, traders calling, and Tara steps outside to fetch water, her clay jug heavy in her hands. She weaves through the crowd, her sandals soft on the brick, passing stalls of beads, cotton, and barley, their colors glowing under the sun. A trader offers her a handful of lentils, their earthy scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile, her focus on Kieran's lesson. The air is warm, scented with barley and oil, and she fills her jug at the river, the water cool against her skin. She returns to the workshop, the reed lamp glowing softly, and sets the jug by the mat. Kieran is shaping clay now, his hands steadier, the soft scent rising in the air. Tara nods, her heart full, and continues the lesson, her voice soft, explaining how to fire pots, how to chant their shapes, the day unfolding gently around them. The sun is high, warming the workshop, and Tara pauses, her fingers brushing a clay lump, its texture soft under her nails. She thinks of her grandmother, who taught her to teach, her hands patient, her voice a gentle lullaby. The memory is a soft glow, like the lamp's light, and Tara feels her presence, a quiet strength in her hands. She shares another story of a potter who chanted to the river. The market's hum is a distant song, and Tara feels the Harappan's pulse, warm and alive in their work. The midday sun bathes the city in golden light, and Tara's workshop is warm, the air thick with the soft scent of clay. Kiran is gone, his lesson done, and the wheel hums softly, its clay resting by the mat. Tara sits on a woven mat, shaping clay, when a neighbor calls from the doorway. A priest Vimal needs vessels for a city offering, their shapes sacred and fine. She steps to the market to fetch ochre pigment. The stalls crowded with traders, offering beads, cotton, and barley. Their colors bright under the sun, red like ochre, green like malachite, blue like lapis. Traders call out, their voices blending with the lowing of oxen and the chatter of weavers, a gentle hum that wraps around her like a woven cloth. Tara weaves through the crowd, her sandals soft on the brick, her basket heavy with clay, the air warm with barley and dust. A trader offers her a handful of sesame seeds, their nutty scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile. Her focus on Vimal's offering, she passes a scribe, his seals carving on stone, and listens for a moment. The rhythm like a lullaby, steady and calm. The market is a crossroads, where the Harappan's crafts meet the river, and Tara is part of it. Her pottery, a quiet gift to its people. She reaches an ochre stall, its powders piled high, and trades a small bowl for a bag. It's red deep, like the sunset. Back in her workshop, Tara prepares the wheel, her hands gentle, shaping clay with care, the soft scent of earth rising. She adds ochre, its red, deepening the clay, the air thick with the earthy tang of pigment. The wheel hums softly as she works, its clay ready, a canvas for Vimal's offering. She thinks of the ceremony, its prayers and chants, and the vessels that will honor the spirits. Her work is quiet, a small lump in the city's story, but it matters. She knows, like the river that binds the fields to the world. Tara shapes, her hands moving with care, the wheel spinning smoothly, the soft hum of the clay blending with the market's hum. She forms a sacred urn, its red patterns fine and sacred, and chants softly, her voice praising the river spirits. She thinks of the Harappan's priests, their voices rising in courtyards, and her vessels, a bridge to the divine. But it matters, she knows, like the fields that bind the community to the world. She hums a potter's chant, its melody low, a prayer for strength and form, and thinks of her grandmother, who crafted 4 priests too, her hands steady, her chants soothing. The memory is warm, like the sun on her skin, and Tara feels her presence, a quiet strength in her hands. The urn grows, its patterns sacred and pure, and she nods, satisfied, the day's rhythm steady as her breath. The market's hum drifts in, traders calling, and she steps outside to fetch water, her clay jug heavy in her hands. Tara weaves through the crowd, her sandals soft on the brick, passing stalls of beads, cotton and barley, their colors glowing under the sun. A trader offers her a handful of barley, its nutty scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile, her focus on Vimal's offering. The air is warm, scented with barley and dust, and she fills her jug at the river, the water cool against her skin. She returns to the workshop, the reed lamp glowing softly, and sets the jug by the mat. The urn waits, its patterns bright and clear, and Tara continues, her hands moving with care. the soft hum of the wheel, a steady rhythm. Tara pauses to check the urn, its patterns perfect, and thinks of Vimal, his offering glowing with her craft, her work a quiet gift to the spirits. She hums her grandmother's chant, its melody low, a prayer for strength and care, and feels the city's pulse, warm and alive, in her hands. The market's hum grows louder, traders calling, and she steps outside, the air warm with barley and dust. She passes an elder, her voice rising in a tale of the mother goddess, and listens for a moment, the words like a lullaby, their rhythm steady and calm. The sun is high, warming the workshop, and Tara returns, her fingers brushing a clay lump, its texture soft under her nails. She thinks of her grandmother, who taught her to shape with care, her hands patient, her voice a gentle lullaby. The memory is a soft glow, like the lamp's light, and Tara feels her presence, a quiet strength in her hands. She adds the lump to her wheel, its scent bright against the clay, and checks her tools, ensuring she has enough for the day. The market's hum is a distant song, and Tara feels the Harappan's rhythm, steady and calm, guiding her hands. Tara shapes, her hands moving with care, the wheel spinning smoothly, the soft hum of the clay blending with the market's hum. She thinks of Vimal, his urn a sacred gift, and feels a quiet pride, her work a thread in the city's tapestry. The sunlight spills across the workshop, warming the earth, and she feels ready, her heart calm. The afternoon sun casts long shadows across the city, and Tara sits in her workshop, the air warm with the soft scent of clay. Vimal's urn is prepared, its patterns resting by the wheel, and the scraper hums softly, its wood worn and steady. Tara needs a new lump of clay when a shadow falls across the doorway. The merchant needs a set of vessels for a trade caravan, their shapes varied and fine. Tara nods, her hands steady, and gathers her strongest clay, the soft scent of earth rising. The market's hum a gentle wave outside. The merchant's courtyard lies beyond the market, its mud brick walls rising like the city's tallest homes, their roofs flat and sturdy. Tara steps outside, her sandals soft on the brick, and weaves through the stalls, its streets crowded with traders offering beads, cotton, and barley, their colors bright red like ochre, green like malachite, blue like lapis. Traders call out, their voices blending with the lowing of oxen and the chatter of weavers, a gentle hum that wraps around her like a woven cloth. She passes a weaver, her hands threading cotton, its fibers soft and white, and listens for a moment, the rhythm like a lullaby, steady and calm. A trader offers her a handful of sesame seeds, their nutty scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile. Her focus on Sanjay's vessels, she reaches the courtyard, its shade cooled by tamarind trees, the air scented with barley from a nearby kitchen. Sanjay greets her, explaining the caravan grain, cloth, beads, and Tara listens, her hands gentle, sorting clay with care. She promises a set of vessels, their shapes fit for the merchant's trade, and Sanjay nods, his eyes sharp but kind, the day's rhythm guiding her like the river's flow. Tara returns to her wheel, the market's hum fading, and prepares the clay, her hands gentle, shaping vessels with care, the soft scent of earth rising. She forms a set jars, bowls, cups, their walls, smooth and varied, the soft hum of the wheel blending with the street's hum. She thinks of the Harappan's merchants, their caravans uniting cities, and her vessels a bridge to their wealth. Her work is quiet, a small lump in the city's story, but it matters. She knows, like the river that binds the fields to the world. She hums a potter's chant, its melody low, a prayer for strength and form, and thinks of her grandmother, who crafted for merchants too, her hands steady, her chants soothing. The memory is warm, like the sun on her skin, and Tara feels her presence, a quiet strength in her hands. The set grows, its shapes varied and fine, and she nods, satisfied, the day's rhythm steady as her breath. The market's hum drifts in, traders calling, and she steps outside to fetch water, her clay jug heavy in her hands. Tara weaves through the crowd, her sandals soft on the brick, passing stalls of beads, cotton and barley, their colors glowing under the sun. A trader offers her a handful of lentils, their earthy scent tempting, and she shakes her head with a smile. Her focus on Sanjay's vessels. The air is warm, scented with barley and dust, and she fills her jug at the river, the water cool against her skin. She returns to the workshop, the reed lamp glowing softly, and sets the jug by the mat. The set waits, its shapes bright and clear, and Tara continues, her hands moving with care. The soft hum of the wheel, a steady rhythm. Tara pauses to check the set, its shapes perfect, and thinks of Sanjay, his caravan glowing with her craft, her work, a quiet gift to the merchant's trade. She hums her grandmother's chant, its melody low, a prayer for strength and care, and feels the city's pulse, warm and alive, in her hands. The market's hum grows louder, traders calling, and she steps outside, the air warm with barley and dust. She passes an elder, her voice rising in a tale of the Ravi River, and listens for a moment, the words like a lullaby, their rhythm steady and calm. The sun is low, warming the workshop, and Tara returns, her fingers brushing a clay lump, its texture soft under her nails. She thinks of her grandmother, who taught her to shape with care, her hands patient, her voice a gentle lullaby. The memory is a soft glow, like the lamp's light, and Tara feels her presence, a quiet strength in her hands. She adds the lump to her wheel, its scent bright against the clay, and checks her tools, ensuring she has enough for the day. The market's hum is a distant song, and Tara feels the Harappan's rhythm, steady and calm, guiding her hands. She thinks of Sanjay, his vessels a gift to the caravan, and feels a quiet pride, her work a thread in the city's tapestry. The sunlight spills across the workshop, warming the earth, and she feels ready, her heart calm, her work a steady rhythm, like the fields that bind the city to the world. The sun dips low, casting a golden glow across the city, and Tara sits in her workshop, the air cool with the soft scent of clay. Sanjay's vessels are prepared, their shapes resting by the wheel, and the scraper is quiet, its wood still under the reed lamp's glow. Tara sorts the last of her clay, her hands dusted with earth, and thinks of the day crafting Ravi's jar, teaching Kiran, preparing Vimal's offering, shaping Sanjay's set. Each task is a lump, she thinks, woven into the Harappan's story, her work quiet but vital. She rises, her sandals soft on the brick, and steps outside, the stars sparkling above, a blanket of light over the city. Tara walks through the quiet city, the mud brick homes, dark under the night sky, their flat roofs cool under her touch. The Indus River glitters in the distance, its whispers faint but steady, a lullaby for the city. She passes a communal courtyard, its bricks glowing faintly, and hears the soft hum of an elder's chant, its melody blending with the night. The air is cool, scented with barley and sesame oil, and she breathes deeply, her basket light, her heart full. The city's pulse is slow now, its rhythm gentle, like the beat of a distant tabla. She sits on a smooth rock near her workshop, the stars bright above, their light soft like the glow of her reed lamp. Tara thinks of her grandmother, whose chants still guide her hands, and hums one now, its melody low, a potter's prayer for strength and care. The night is calm, the air cool against her skin, and she feels a connection to the city's potters, their wisdom passed through generations. The city is vast, its barley and beads shared among kin, but Tara's work is here, in the city's heart, holding life one vessel at a time. The stars shine brighter, their light spilling across the sky, and Tara thinks of Kiran, her nephew, who will carry this knowledge forward. She imagines Ravi's stores, her jar preserving his grains, and Vimal's offering, her urn glowing under torches. Sanjay's caravan echoes in her mind, a reminder of the city's wealth, and she feels a quiet pride, her work a small but vital part of that legacy. The air is scented with the faint sweetness of tamarind, a comfort from her workshop, and she leans back, the rock cool under her hands, the day's rhythm steady as her breath. Tara rises, her sandals soft on the brick, and walks back to her workshop, the stars a soft light above. The reed lamp flickers inside, its glow warm, and she prepares for rest, her basket empty, her pottery shared. The city sleeps around her, its homes silent under the stars, its streets quiet until dawn. She lies on her woven mat, the air cool and calm, and closes her eyes, the world fading, its sounds softening the river's whispers, the elders' hum, the distant beat of a drum. Her work is done, her vessels shared, and Tara drifts into sleep, carried by the gentle rhythm of the Harappan's legacy. The night wraps around her, its stars a soft light through the window, and her workshop is quiet, the scent of clay lingering, a promise of tomorrow's creation. The Indus River flows on, its rhythm steady, and she dreams of her grandmother's chants, of the city's market, of a land where potters shape with love. The city rests, its pulse calm, and Tara sleeps, her hands still, her heart at peace, woven into the Indus Valley's story. As Tara rests under the city's starry skies, her vessels and chants woven into the Harappan's heart, we leave her to her dreams, her hands still with care. The ancient Indus Valley, with its markets, priests, and sunlit rivers, fades into the night, but its stories live on, carried by potters like her. Thank you for joining us on this gentle journey with the sleepy story. May the whispers of the ancient Harappans carry you to peace. Whether you're drifting to sleep or resting in history's glow, sleep well, dear dreamer, and we'll meet again under another sky in another time.